Hey everyone, Cynthia Ray here. How's it going? It is, what's today? Thursday. For our live coffee chat, I actually do also a group on Tuesday as well, so I got a little bit confused about my days. But anyway, welcome to our group. We are our Hormones After 40 group for women, and it's a new community I created a few weeks ago because my other community was falling off course with Facebook, and social media is so tough with the algorithm to figure this all out. So I'm here on Thursdays, typically around 11 a.m. Pacific. I might be changing that to 11:30 right now for viewability. I'm just kind of testing this all out. So let me know in the comments if this is something that you enjoy or even that you're seeing, because the algorithm can be a little bit strange, and I want to make sure I'm just not speaking to the air or to nobody. So let me know if you like learning information about nutrition, wellness, hormone balance after 40, body fat loss, sugar detoxing, and so on. And that way I know I can share with you and it's working. So that would be super helpful for me. Also, let me know where you're tuning in from. This is a newer group, and I'd love to know who is in our group and where you are and what your name is, and make this more of a real community than just people on your phone or on your computer, but actually real people on the other side of this. So, anyway, so welcome. My name is Cynthia Ray. I'm a registered dietitian, fitness specialist, and author. I have a few best selling books behind me there, right over there. And just love teaching. I love taking the opportunity to educate and a moment to do that with you all. So, I hope you enjoy it as well. So, today I kind of want to talk about something that's a little bit different than what I've been talking about more recently. And for today's Thursday coffee chat, I want to talk about Last Supper eating and supporting your hormones after 40. So, Last Supper eating is that time maybe where you thought to yourself, okay, well, I've decided tomorrow I'm going to start eating healthy. And tonight you eat all the things that you're supposed to stop eating tomorrow, and you eat them all tonight so that way you never eat them again. Do you know what I mean? I've done that before. It's kind of like I tell my kids, don't use your body as a trash can. It's basically using your body as a trash can to get rid of stuff so that it's not in your way later on. So, like the cookies, the ice creams, the candies, the chocolates, the sugary drinks, the chips, whatever your thing is. Some people love salty, some people love sweet, the pizza, the frozen meals, whatever it is your favorite thing happens to be. You're thinking, well, I'm never going to eat it again anyway, so might as well eat it all now and enjoy it and get rid of it so tomorrow I don't have to worry about it. And that is what I call Last Supper eating. And today I want to talk to you about why we do this and why it's much more than just willpower. Okay, so food, this is the first thing is that food does not have morals. It's amoral. It's not something that's good or bad. It's how we perceive it. It's our judgment of that food. Of course, there's foods that are healthier for us, health promoting, life promoting. There's foods that are less healthy for us that are going to contribute to long-term health conditions as we age and over time. So this is something that I really want women to understand, that food is amoral. A cookie itself isn't bad. Broccoli isn't in itself good. And if you eat one of those things, you aren't good or bad because of it, because if you ate either one. It doesn't tell you who you are. But listen to how we sometimes talk. I was good today. I am being good today. I was terrible this weekend. I was so bad this weekend. I can't believe I ate that meal. I cheated. I blew it. So we've taken something that we eat and we turned it into a judgment about who we are as a person, right? Or I was a good girl. I was a bad girl. I was wrong because I ate that. I was doing so good when I used to eat that way. And that can create a vicious cycle of restriction to cravings, to overeating, to guilt, and then restriction again, right? It's so if we take off the judgment about food as right or wrong or a moral issue, then we don't feel as restricted. We feel more free, but we're coming at it from a different place. We're eating from a place of health and self care and just wanting to feel great, as opposed to a place of you're doing something wrong, so I need to fix it, or I am wrong, so I need to fix it. Okay, and I just want to go back and say my sugar detox book back there, uh, is that I didn't create the sugar detox because I believe sugar is bad. And I certainly didn't create it because I didn't want to create it as a way to feel like you needed to punish yourself for eating sugar or because you were bad for eating sugar or too much of it or what have you. It's designed as a reset. It's an opportunity for you to temporarily step away from something and discover, how does my body feel without it? What um, what was I really wanting? What was I really reaching for when I wanted that? Was I actually hungry? Or was I looking for comfort, connection, relief, or just something else altogether? And then actually, because all those things do come up, because those things are an issue, I did create the journal that goes along with it. And or I think it's over here. There you go. The journal that goes along with it, because these things do come up. And I want to make sure that our relationship with sugar, that isn't just physical and that there is support beyond just the physical. It can also be emotional and spiritual too, right? And then the other piece of sugar is that we have our hormones. But before that, I want to talk about the journal part. So let me share my journal with you. So here's the book itself. If you maybe have a copy, if you don't, you can go on Amazon and just go to my name, search my name, Cynthia A. Ray, and it'll pop up for you. All my books will come up. But this one in particular is a journey book. It's designed to be a journey, a day by day journey that you're taking with your relationship with sugar and learning how to move away from it in a gentle, nurturing, whole food, health promoting approach. And then, so this is the journal. So the journal I created after the fact because I was noticing women who were doing the book were struggling emotionally and also wanting to make sure they were on track. So it's a nice tracking system. So this, for example, it says day 5. So it has a little bit of a summary of the chapter in the book itself on here. And then over here, if you want to do some tracking and accountability, you can put in what you ate, how you felt that day, how you're feeling about sugar, how your water was, supplements were, and so on. And that way you have that. And then also I put in here the next page after each day is a nice little prompt that is actually at the back of the book, at the back of the chapter, of each chapter of the book. And then you can put the date and then journal your feelings according to the prompt and what you learned about yourself that particular day. So it's nice because it goes chapter by chapter from the book. Let me show you another chapter. So this is chapter 8. This is the hydration chapter about staying hydrated, some key points from the book itself, and then your accountability section and your food diary, and then your mood tracker also, and then also the prompt. The prompt here says, you made it almost to the end of the most challenging part. Now it's time to press on and make it stick. Journal about what's been most challenging and why it's important to keep going. So it's an opportunity for your journal. So this is super, super helpful. And then this goes along with the sugar detox. The sugar detox, if you haven't done it before or it's new to you, it has a meal plan that comes with it. And then in the back of the book are all of the recipes. Let me see if I can find it. All of the recipes for the meal plan. And you can follow it exactly to a T the way it is, or you can just pick and choose your favorite recipes. And making it more of it's actually designed to be a paleo style diet, so that we're eliminating sugar, but also focusing on healthy fats and protein in order to decrease your sugar cravings. So anyway, just thought I'd show these with you. I wasn't actually planning on talking about this today, but there you go. You can find them on Amazon. My website for the book is 21dayswithoutsugar.com. So it's the number 21. So 2 and 1, the number 2 and 1, and then dayswithoutsugar.com. So you can take a look at that. Anyway, just want to share that with you about how important it is to journal, because it's more than a physical journey for sugar detoxing. Okay, then we have hormones. Let's talk about hormones. So for those of us in our 40s and beyond, we also need to understand what's happening with estrogen at this time in our life and progesterone during perimenopause. So our hormones are shifting, of course, and that can show up in our sleep, in our mood, in our energy, in our stress, in our anxiety, in our how we feel each day, our body composition, how much body fat we're gaining, our cravings, and our blood sugar regulation. So instead of looking at your changing body and thinking, okay, this is how this is happening, what do I need to take away? I want you to ask, what can I add to better support my body? And this is something that I teach in my Faster Way, I get my books out, Faster Way to Fat Loss After 40 book and cookbook. So again, this is funny. I was actually thinking about sharing this exactly thing with you today, but in this book, these go together. That's exactly what I'm teaching. I'm teaching you to how to eat for your hormones at different stages of your life and your hormonal journey. So in my cookbook, I use what I call estrogen building foods and progesterone building foods that we can intentionally incorporate into our diet in order to build up those declining hormones. That way, you don't have such a drop off when you get to perimenopause or menopause, but your body's naturally shifting more easily with eating foods that are, for example, estrogen building. So, some of the estrogen building foods are seeds and nuts, beans and lentils, spinach and cabbage, sprouts, onions and garlic, zucchini, broccoli and cauliflower, strawberries, blueberries, and cranberries. That's for elevating estrogen, which is what's happening first when we are going into perimenopause and menopause. And eating more of those foods during that time in your cycle to support estrogen, it's amazing. And then the other piece is progesterone building foods. Those are the progesterone, you want to support progesterone the last 10 days of your cycle. And those are sweet potatoes and potatoes, chickpeas and beans, yams and beets, fennel, pumpkin and squash, broccoli and cauliflower, citrus and tropical fruits, seeds and pumpkin seeds, brown or wild rice, and then quinoa. And if you are cycling, you can become more intentional about the foods that you're eating, that you can emphasize during different phases of your menstrual cycle as far as estrogen and progesterone go, and their natural rise and fall. So estrogen is higher during ovulation actually the first 10 days of your cycle, 7 to 10 days of your cycle, estrogen is elevated. Then they comes down a little bit, and estrogen is still elevated, progesterone's a little bit up, and when you are ovulating, there we go. And then the last 10 days of your cycle, progesterone needs to be up in order to produce menses, to start to bleed. And so most of us usually have PMS symptoms those last 10 days because progesterone is starting to go up, but we really need to know how to support it well. You want to keep your stress levels down. Progesterone's that hormone where your body just needs to chill and relax, and you really don't want to do much of anything. You're just kind of feeling like, I just want to relax, do some easier exercising, and just take it easy. And progesterone levels are going to go up. And embracing that and just knowing that excuse me, my nose is super itchy today. That's just what's happening during your cycle. So sometimes when I'm doing my workout, I'm like, man, I'm really struggling today compared to what I did like 2 days ago. And I'm realizing, I'm in the last 10 days of my cycle. That's why progesterone needs more support. So I'll take it a little bit easier with my workout, listen to my body, and be in tune. And those days when estrogen is up, I'm like, man, I feel great. I'm having a great workout today. I feel really powerful. My mental clarity is on point, and I'm ready to conquer the world. So just knowing that is super helpful. So in my book, The Faster Way to Fat Loss After 40, I talk about all the details about how that works. And then also, this is the cookbook that goes with it. So because I talk about the details of how to eat for your hormones, I have a cookbook that has recipes exactly for that. And in the back of it, I have recipes that show you how to eat for different phases of your cycle to support estrogen and progesterone. So you don't have to think about it, you just follow along my little recipe guide here. So for example, the first 10 days of your cycle, when estrogen is high, I have lots of foods in here that incorporate estrogen promoting foods to support your estrogen. And then towards the end, I have foods that are more for supporting progesterone. So lots of recipes, you can even follow it day by day, and you don't even have to think about it, which is super nice. So it goes through all 30 days of your cycle, so you know exactly what to eat when. And then the rest of the book is it's the recipes for the cleanses. So we do a liver detox and a parasite and candida cleanse. In my next book, I'm going to also add in a lymphatic drainage cleanse, and then how to eat for those things, and then also a body fat loss meal plan in here that's mostly keto and teaching you how to do some fasting and how to fast according to your menstrual cycle as well. There's certain times you want to fast more and certain times you want to fast less in order to support your hormones. So that is all in here. So if you are struggling with perimenopause, menopausal symptoms, learning how to eat according to your hormones and how to support them best is fabulous without having to use exogenous hormones and hormone replacement therapy. So super powerful. Nutrition is super powerful, and what it can do to help your body. You just sometimes need to know how to do it. Okay, so that's how that works. Okay, so instead of constantly moving more, instead of removing more food from your diet, you want to learn how to nourish your body more and live now, right? The body that you're living in now, in this moment, today, this week, this month, these years of my life. So, and sometimes you really don't need food at all. Maybe you're tired, maybe you're stressed, maybe you need comfort, maybe you need connection, maybe you need some quiet time and some space to connect with God and others. Instead of constantly thinking, what do I need to stop doing? Start asking, what can I add? What can I start doing to better support myself physically, emotionally, and spiritually? And just knowing that you aren't good because you ate a salad, and you aren't bad because you ate a cookie, and you don't need one giant Last Supper meal tonight because you're going to be good tomorrow, right? Food will still be there. And you will be fine. It's just understanding how to separate your physical hunger and physical needs versus your emotional hunger and emotional needs. That's where I can help you. So if you need help in that area, please feel free to reach out. I work in private practice, and this is my wheelhouse. I have been an eating disorders dietitian for years and understand the holistic approach to nutrition, including my own recovery and helping other women and men and families in this process, and also helping women over 40 to heal their relationship with food and to come out balanced and feeling secure and safe in their relationship with food, to freely eat and enjoy the foods that they need and deserve. So if you need help in that area, reach out, message me on Messenger, and I'm happy to help you. You can also go to my website. It's just cynthiaray.com, 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 and I'm happy to help. Okay, so let's talk about what's coming up. So for August, so I have a monthly group. It's my private group. We are called the Faster Weight Off Fat Loss After 40 Community or Collective. And each month we do a different challenge and a different group thing. So right now we are working through a 21-day fitness challenge for women over 40. And then also right now this week, the second week of it, we're doing a parasite and candida cleanse together. I've also done something called a 40-day metabolic reset, where we are doing all kinds of cleansing, detoxing, body fat loss focus, resetting your metabolism overall, and fitness. So in September, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. I've been kind of thinking about this, but there's been a lot of interest in wanting to do another fitness challenge. A lot of ladies want to do it in August, but they couldn't because of their summer schedule. So I am planning to do a 10-day sugar detox plus a fitness challenge. Not 10 days of punishment, not 10 days of trying to be perfect, and definitely not eating everything in sight because that weekend before, because that Monday you want to, start fresh and you want to get rid of sugar, and you can never have sugar again. So you're going to eat all of it the weekend before. Not at all. That's exactly the cycle that we're trying to break. So instead, think of this as a 10-day reset to pay attention to your relationship with sugar, to nourish your changing hormones, to move your body and build strength, to explore what might be underneath some of those sugar cravings, and to have it done in community, to have it done with accountability and community, all doing it together, supporting each other on the same journey. If this sounds like something you'd like to do with me, stay tuned, because I'll be sharing more about our September challenge soon, but I just want to give you a heads up. So in the meantime, though, if you're struggling with weight loss after 40, despite doing everything that you feel like you've had figured out to know, done everything right, send me a message and let's talk. I'm happy to help you navigate that area in your life. So I hope you enjoyed today's coffee chat. Meet me next Thursday. We'll be right here in my Zoom. in my Zoom room. I am in Facebook Live, live in our group. I meet in our Zoom room for another group. So if you're interested in joining my uh, collective community, my private community, my monthly group, let me know as well. And comment below. Let me know if you're interested in any of those things. And I will talk to you soon. Have a great Thursday.